Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Jim.
We're Geeks on Tour.
GeeksOnTour.com.
We're coming at you with another one of our Gabbing with the Geeks.
Okay.
We are currently in upstate New York at an RV park resort called Bass Lake. And we've been here about a week. It's very peaceful, nice place, and we've been sitting here just getting some work done.
I had to make a lot of books, which is a good thing because we're going to be going over to Madison, Wisconsin, where I expect to sell a bunch of them.
So one thing that we always like to talk about as we travel is how we get online. So you want to tell them how we're getting online here in upstate New York?
Here in Parrish, New York, we're getting online with our Samsung 4G, which is running at 3G right now, mobile hotspot. So this is actually giving us internet. We're connecting this through our Wi-Fi Ranger so that we have one single network here. So we have our Geeks on Tour private network getting its internet from Verizon Cellular. That works really cool.
Well, but not all the time it doesn't.
Well, what does? Really, nothing works perfect all the time, but when this stuff is working, it's working pretty good. We can also tether our droids, as we've shown in an earlier Gabbing with the Geeks. We can tether our droids to get internet individually on our own computers. But since we have a network here and a wireless printer, it's much easier if we have our network together.
There is a discussion on our forum, on our Geeks on Tour website forum. There's a discussion about the Wi-Fi Ranger. If you're interested in it, read all the comments there. But yes, I'm getting online with my droid tethered because we're hitting our limits. We're hitting our limits on this little guy. It's working okay, but I don't like to go over those limits if I don't have to. So I've been working on the phone, and it's been working pretty good too.
Wow, look at all this equipment that you have here. Show us all this equipment, Chris.
This is my new office. This is the first time we've recorded our Gabbing with the Geeks since we had our new furniture made. This furniture is custom built for us by Focal Wood in Napanee, Indiana. And isn't it beautiful? This table slides in, or it even slides out more. This is my workstation. And one thing I want to make a point of, I use a laptop. I think every traveler needs a laptop. A desktop just doesn't make sense. There are times that you need to carry it to other places. But just because I'm using a laptop doesn't mean that I have to use the laptop. Instead of the laptop going on this big keyboard drawer, I have a keyboard on the keyboard drawer. It's a USB keyboard and a USB mouse. So my laptop is basically just a system unit. I feel like I am at a desktop computer. And because a laptop has an external monitor connection, I have a second monitor. If you've never worked with a second monitor, you just don't know what you're missing. It's so wonderful. You can drag things from one screen to another and back. You can have a report on one screen and what you're writing about it on the other. I do my bookkeeping with the bank statement on one screen and my bookkeeping program on the other. I love it. And I even have room here for my second laptop. Because this is the one, as you can see, that I use to record our tutorial videos. And videos uses the most computer power there is, so I hate to get this messed up with too much other stuff. So I try to leave this one real nice and clean just for doing the videos, and all my work files are still on this computer.
Okay.
Actually, I've been working on the websites. That's what I've been doing here for the last week. Jim's been making books, and if you go to geeksontour.com, you'll actually see our whole family of websites. Most of the articles now are on the one that's called main website.
Yeah, she's been doing a lot of work on the website, and it's really looking good, so kudos to Chris.
Now, you have a new toy.
Yeah, Chris made me go out and buy a new toy. Look at this. Recognize it? This is an iPad.
Turn it in all directions so you
Okay.
can see how
Well, okay.
how thin.
Thin and easy. This piece back here, the stand, is a cover, and it turns it on or puts it to sleep and turns it off. It's really, really slick. So if you have an iPad, we're going to be teaching with these things, so we need to know what they are and how they work. But it is really, really cool. One of the best things about it is that we figured out how to show our videos on the iPad. You may have heard already that the iPad doesn't do flash video, and a lot of our videos are flash videos. But with the new website, you'll be able to view our videos on the iPad and the iPhone. How about that?
Let's see if we can actually show them how here. I think we're going to have to get the camera closer, so we'll
Okay.
pause a second and see if we can figure this out.
Okay, so here we are at Geeks on Tour website. This is the geeksontour.tv, tutorial videos, and the home page there. So I'm going to go to the Learning Library, and we'll play something from the Blogger series. So it's so easy. You just touch what you want to do, and the browser will open up the page that you want. It's really, really pretty slick. So here's the Blogger Learning Series, and I'll just scroll down. Here's all the videos on Blogger, and we'll just choose one here, and adding pictures from your computer.
Now, and I thought that this wasn't going to work on the iPad.
Well, that's one of the reasons that we got the iPad, is just to see what does work and what doesn't work, and to find out, what we can do to make it work. So sometimes they work great, and sometimes you need to touch the button down here. Whoops, that one doesn't work. Okay.
See, this is what we need to learn. But
Let's try another one. Change the date on a post. Okay. These videos were recorded at different times using different software, so we have to find out what works. It works great on the computer, so now we have to find out what works good on the iPad. This one looks like it'll play right there, but also down here there's a link where we can watch it full screen.
in this Blogger lesson, I'm going to show you how to change the date of
All right,
a post.
so how can you pause it then?
I like to post to my blog on the day
You have to
that
touch
things
it.
are happening. But some
And then you have the controls down at the bottom. So you just tap the screen to get the controls, and you can pause it, you can play it, you can move it along the timeline and play it a little bit further, back it up, play it more.
And you had a great idea about how to use the iPad that makes this even better.
Oh, one of the really cool things that you can do is set up your iPad on the stand by your
here
computer.
in,
Whoops.
I don't know, June or July of 2004, I think.
He likes to shut me up by pressing a button.
Set it up next to your computer, play the videos on here, and then you can just try it without having to switch back and forth from your computer to the video.
And it'll stand up all on its own there, right?
Yeah, it's got this little stand, and there are a bunch of little stands that you can buy and different frames and things that you can buy for it. But this particular one is one from Apple, and it also is a screen cover. And when you cover it, let me show you. When you cover it, it just kind of folds around. There. Now you can't see it, but the screen is turned off. It's gone to sleep. And as soon as you open it up, it comes back on. How cool is that? So, and you can use this as a pad for if you want to type. You can lay it down a different way, and then it's a typing right for your typing. You can use it for all different sorts of things. It is really, really clever.
And I say we got this mostly for experimentation, but have you found anything that you think you'll really use it for?
Yeah, I'm sure that I just like the size of it. It's really convenient to have with you. It changes orientation as you go around. It's a great way to take it with you. One of the things that we just got, and it just happened, was Skype. You can actually do video Skype calls
cool.
with it. It has 2 cameras, one in the front and one in the back. So you can take pictures with it, you can take video with it, and we've done that. We'll show you some of that later on. But it is just, they're pretty cool devices. So we were kind of, we're wondering about if we were going to get an Android tablet, because we're Android nuts and we like that kind of stuff. But we also need to teach this stuff. So now we have an iPad. Look for some lessons coming up on that.
My screen recording program doesn't have an iPad version yet, but we'll see what comes along. I have plenty on my plate right now.
Now this is the iPad 2. This is the latest. They're coming out with a new operating system for it sometime in September, so that'll be updated. So we'll let y'all know about that too.
We are thinking about maybe using this for doing the video recording.
We could very well do that, and it sounds good, it looks good, it is high definition, so...
It takes pictures and it takes videos.
It's a lot of fun.
All right, anything else you want to tell people?
Well, we have a couple other toys, show and tell. This is our Jupiter Jack. We can actually plug this in to the iPad or into our Droid or into the computer, and this is a little FM transmitter, so we can listen to these devices through the front stereo as we're going down the road. So we can listen to audiobooks or any kind of
podcasts of
are
our fellow RVers.
Yeah,
we wrote an article about the RV podcast that we like to listen to.
So it's a great way to pass the time as you're driving down the road. Speaking about driving down the road, we're getting on the road tomorrow, and we're going to Madison, Wisconsin for the family.
Well, not tomorrow. We're not going to Madison.
Well,
are we?
it's 900 miles. We're not going to make it tomorrow, but we'll be starting on our trek out to Wisconsin, and we're looking forward to seeing a bunch of you out there.
Oh, and guess what? Even if you can't be there, they will be webcasting live 2 of our seminars, the Picasa Beyond the Basics, and
one other.
I think is Every RVer Needs a Blog is the other one. Check out our Facebook page. Everybody knows our Facebook page, right? Facebook.com/GeeksOnTour. That's where we post all the late breaking news and have conversations with people. Facebook, we think, is great.
And you can get to all of our websites just by going to www.geeksontour.com.
All right. See you online.
See you down the road.